Hey everyone, my name is Jenny Slay, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my case study, and then I'll show you the therapy I used, and the role play will come right after. Okay, so here's my case study. My client is Karen, a 27-year-old Asian American. She is struggling with value conflicts pertaining to her religion, culture, and sex role expectations. Karen is also struggling with experiencing guilt and self-doubt when her own will differs from her authority figures. Her authority figures are her parents, priests, teachers, and elderlies. The impact of cultural restraints on her view of what it means to be a woman. So, in other words, she feels restrained by the strict codes in her culture on the morals of being a woman. Also, the morals of her parents and the Catholic Church. She's constantly seeking approval from her authorities. Becoming an independent and assertive woman, she has trouble making decisions on her own and having romantic, intimate relationships with men. She's afraid that if she breaks away from what she has been taught, her parents and her church will judge her and won't accept who she really is. She has never had sex or a long-term relationship because of her culture and religion. She's also socially inhibited. Karen feels socially inhibited because she's too emotionally reserved. Okay, so this is the therapy I chose. I chose feminist therapy. Now, why did I choose feminist therapy? Well, my client is a female, and she's mostly struggling with self-acceptance and the impact that her culture has with being a woman. I do believe that feminist therapy suits best in this case because its focus and goals are to acquire a sense of self-acceptance, especially when being a woman, and identify internalized gender role messages to be able to replace them with functional beliefs. Other kinds of therapies for me are more male-oriented, and as we can see, Karen has problems communicating with men. She feels more comfortable talking to a female than a male, and I think she'll be able to become who she wants to be when she's more comfortable. Karen holds views on being a woman from her religion and her culture with dysfunctional beliefs, and therefore they must be replaced with functional beliefs about her gender. Another therapy I was considering using was reality therapy because I do believe everyone has the choice to do what they want. But I realized that Karen's case studies mostly focuses on the social restraints of being a woman, and that's really what feminist therapy specializes in. The goals I have for Karen is to encourage her to act as an advocate on her own behalf. I want her to be able to take charge on her life. Karen needs to acquire a sense of self-acceptance, self-confidence, and authenticity to be able to replace gender role messages from her culture and replace them with functional beliefs. Karen truly believes that the sex role messages from her culture, it impairs her to be her true self. And I need for her to develop a wide range of behaviors that are freely chosen without having that guilt of her decisions, because she feels guilty every time her will differs from her moralities that she's been taught. Okay, so here are the techniques I chose. I chose self-disclosure. I will use self-disclosure about my experiences being a Catholic woman in therapy as a source of modeling for Karen, and to make her realize that we have an equalized therapeutic relationship. I also use the gender role analysis and intervention. It will help her with the insight into the ways these social issues are affecting her problem, and help her understand the impact that gender role expectations has in her life. And then I use relabeling, so I'm pretty much replacing her negative views on following her own will with positive ones and goals. And I think relabeling will help her eliminate all these voices in her head that keep stopping her from doing what she wants to do. Okay, here are the references that I use. Mainly, I used the book and some videos that helped me continue my roleplay. And now you will see the demonstration. Thank you.
Hi Karen. So I understand here that you're currently experiencing some problems with the restraints given by your culture and religion.
Yes, I've lived by the strict codes of my culture and Catholic Church all of my life, but I have noticed my own will on being the woman I wish to be is conflicting with what I was taught since I was a little girl. I really don't know what my family to treat me any different, and most importantly, I want to be able to live with myself.
Okay. Well, can you tell me what exactly are the expectations you feel you have to abide by according to your culture?
I feel as if I must seek approval for everything I do, whether it is to find a good man or even have sex. I have lived so closely by this code that I'm already 27 years old and I have yet to experience a real stable relationship with a man and much less be intimate with him. I really want to be able to experience all that, but I'm just so afraid that if I follow my own will, I just won't be able to live with the guilt of knowing I have broken the codes I have always followed.
Right. Well, it's difficult for you to conquer your true happiness unless you try. The power is in your hands. But I understand where you're coming from. I'm also a Catholic woman who has been told to live by these codes. But on the other hand, I made the choice to follow my heart and my own will. Actually, I fell in love with a man who led to intimacy, and the next day I knew it, I had a baby, in which I have a very happy family. We're not even married, but I know it's against my religion. At the end, I'm happy with myself and my life for making these decisions. I have experienced the greatest fulfillment of all, and that's enough.
That sounds nice. I wish I just had the willpower to make those decisions. But what if I'm wrong? Who am I to decide what is moral and immoral?
What I see here is that these social restraints are affecting your self-acceptance as an independent, strong woman. Your culture has these social views of women being unassertive, making you seek approval for your own will. Do you want to live your life under this view that's expected of you, or do you want to be happy being who you truly want to be?
I really do want to be happy. I do want to make my own choices. I just don't know where to start. I keep having all these negative thoughts of the consequences since the woman I wish to be is not the woman I was taught to be. I feel so restricted by society and myself.
Okay, well, let's try something. Every time you have a negative thought, I want you to replace them with a positive one. I want you to think about your happiness and freedom to be the woman that you want to be. Your parents and your church will not treat you any different because at the end, you are a good person. And following your happiness will not change that.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess you're right. I will start by trying to replace my negative thoughts. I just wish I could get rid of all these voices in my head.
I want you to see yourself as the independent, strong woman you are. I know you have it in you. You already made the first step to come here and acknowledge you want to follow your own will. Being self-conscious as you are isn't necessarily a bad thing. That means you are aware of everything around you. As long as you are aware, you have the power to make the changes. I mean, the men in your society and your culture are highly powerful, independent, and successful for the most part. At least that's exactly what society portrays them to be. Why should women be any different? We have the same capabilities to be independent, social, successful, and powerful.
That's true, I agree. I think I just need a little push to get there.
Well, I think it would really help you if you became active in your community. Being around other women with your same views can help you develop that side of you that wants to come out. You can join any of the women clubs in the community and they will give you tasks to be social, independent, and assertive woman. Would that interest you?
That sounds like a great idea. I would love to be a part of a community that will help me keep a certain peace of mind with the choices I decide to make.
Great, that's the way to think. Well, here's the list of the clubs of the community. All you have to do is call.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. See you next time. Let me know how it goes.
Thank you.